You wake up. The same alarm. The same silence. You go through the motions. Clean face. Blank clothes. Coffee that barely tastes like anything anymore. You drive to the thing. You do the thing. You come home. You scroll until your brain hurts and call it rest. This is what they told you growing up would be. A calendar full of empty appointments, a paycheck that disappears, a life lived indoors under lights that never change. They said this is what maturity looks like. Stripping life down to what's useful, what's efficient, what's adult. No one talks about the ache that comes with that. No one questions the color we left behind. Because everyone else seems fine with it. But that's not how it used to feel. There were places that didn't demand anything from you. Not your productivity, not your anxiety, not your time management, just your presence, your laughter, your all. You remember the sounds, the buzz of arcade lights, the whir of tickets spitting out like you just won something big, the smell of popcorn and sugar in the air, the chill of an icy cup in your hand. You remember flipping through books at a school fair, not for credit, not for grades, but because something on the cover made your heart race. You didn't think about the future. You didn't dread the morning. You just existed inside the moment. Tickets, tokens, and books. And time running out on your go-kart lap. You didn't lose it all at once. It was stolen from you in the night. Just faded. One day the playground was gone. One day your favorite store was closed. One day your friends stopped pretending. And you thought, maybe that's just how it goes. You stopped going. They stopped offering. Play became childish. Color became immature. Wonder became embarrassing. So you tucked it away like old toys in a box. Not because you were ready, but because everyone else was already moving on. And when no one else looks back, it's easier to pretend you didn't feel the loss, but deep down, you still do. But you never stopped missing it. Not really. You just stopped talking about it. Because it's easier to make fun of it. Easier to call it cringe or childish or just nostalgia than to admit that part of you still aches when you hear the sound of a ticket printer. You never stop missing the sound, the color, the laugh that came from somewhere deeper than your throat. You didn't need it to be logical. You didn't need it to be productive. You just needed it to feel like home. They say everyone has trauma, but no one talks about the fact that we were happier once. Not because we didn't know any better, but because we still knew how to hold on to wonder. Maybe what you lost was never meant to stay gone. Maybe it was only waiting for a crack in your routine. Waiting for a breath between meetings. Waiting for that one time you walked past a shelf in a store and stopped. You saw something familiar. Not valuable, not useful, just familiar. And something fluttered in your chest like a paper knife caught in a breeze. You ignored it. You always do. But not because it doesn't matter. It matters so much that you're afraid to look it in the eye. Because Because what if that joy really is gone? What if it can't come back? But deep down in the silence, you know better. The child you were didn't disappear. They didn't die. They were just buried under paperwork, under quiet disappointments, under the idea that joy is irresponsible. But when everything else falls quiet, it rises, and you hear it. I'm still here. You still remember, don't you?